When I talk about spirituality and being on a conscious spiritual journey, that is because it's important to understand that everybody is on this spiritual journey. The issue is few of us are conscious about it. Few of us are actually intentional about the life that we're living. Whereas most of us are unconscious and we're, simply still asleep in the understanding that we can take full control over our lives and actually create the reality that we want. Well, there are major elements that distinguish one from conscious versus unconscious. And I want to share with you and talk about one of those things right now, which is important for you because it'll help you gain clarity onto how you can actually maintain this consistent existence of being conscious, right? Because many times we think, okay, if I'm reading books on spirituality, if I'm listening to, spiritual videos or audio books, and, I am being very intentional about the education and the things that I'm consuming, then that means I'm on a conscious journey. And that is true. But there is something more that you can do that doesn't include actually receiving or consuming outside information. It's very important that you understand that this journey doesn't require you to get education or teachings from other people. All it simply requires is that you take the lead, right? That you trust your intuition. And ultimately, what that looks like is really understanding the difference between being somebody who is reactive versus somebody who is proactive. You see, a reactive person is the person that is unconscious and they simply go through life allowing the world, allowing the outside universe to influence them, to dictate what they are going to do, how they're going to respond, the emotions they're going to feel, the thoughts that they're going to think, okay, the actions they're going to take. Whereas when somebody is proactive, they are not waiting to respond to what the outside universe is doing, right? They are simply projecting their intention out to the universe, and then the universe is reciprocating, reflecting, projecting, receiving. Okay. So your job really in this journey, yes, you is important and is great and is fun to study other philosophies, belief systems, and really get into the intricacies and the nuances of spirituality. But the true essence of being conscious on this journey is being somebody who is proactive. When you wake up in the morning, what are your intentions? What are you going to do? Right? When you go to work, what are your intentions with work, with your job? What are you doing with that? Right? When you leave your job, what is your intentions? What are your plans? What do you desire? So you are going through life with this clarity, at least the intention of building up the clarity of really being mindful and intentional with your life rather than just simply existing in the mediocrity of societal norms and things that we think we're supposed to do. But that says that's the symptom of somebody who is unconscious, doing what everybody thinks that they're supposed to do, rather than doing what you're purposed to do. You see, so your job is to acknowledge purpose. If you're not clear as to what your purpose is, then your main objective is to find that purpose, right? Is to go through life seeking not the truths of other people, but your individual truth. Seeking what makes you feel good, what makes you feel fulfilled, happy, and joyful. Okay. What makes you feel driven and inspired and motivated? What gives you life? What gets your blood going? You know what I mean? So you must be mindful about that. It's about being an initiator, taking the initiative, not just simply waiting for quote unquote the universe to, tell you what to do. Okay. That happens really once you begin to be proactive. When you initiate the journey, when you tell yourself, you know what, I'm going to investigate, I'm going to follow my curiosity, I'm going to look outside of the norms that I'm accustomed to, that I was raised in, and I'm going to seek more. That is when the universe will provide you with insight because now the universe understands that you are ready to elevate your vibration, that you're ready to tap into other frequencies. And only when you, quote unquote, step out of your comfort zone, you essentially begin to do this. And though it can be fearful, it can be uncomfortable, right? It can be scary at times. But think about it this way: as long as you're not in danger, then really what harm can it be? If you're not in danger, this is what creates the excitement of life, that adventure to go and do something new, to explore something that you've never experienced before. But many people want to be comfortable and they want to just stay where they are, but yet they're not, they want to, seek and, or they want to desire new things. You cannot stay comfortable, stay where you've always been, be who you've always been, and yet desire something new, expecting that to materialize. In order for you to attract, manifest, materialize something new that you haven't experienced but desire, you must begin to take that journey, whether it be a mental journey, whether it be physical, whether it be spiritual. You need to actively initiate the process of the journey. And so it means you have to be proactive in this journey. You can't just let other outside sources interfere or influence you, because then you are acknowledging and you are letting others have control over your life. And as long as you let others have control over your life or have major influence over your life, then you won't ever have a life that is filled with fulfillment and joy. But as long as you understand that this is your life, and for it to be an expression of joy, of happiness, you must take ownership of it. That's the very essence of this journey. And if you are not doing that, then you are just kind of floating around like a leaf randomly throughout the sky and falling wherever you fall without having any idea or understanding as to what you're, really meant to do here. So I really want you to understand the significance of taking ownership of your life, being proactive, being somebody that is intentional, right? Every single moment, be intentional. Be somebody who initiates life. You initiate your desires, what you want to experience, what you want to explore. Don't just go through the motions. Because if you are doing that, then the motions will basically control you. Before you know it, you're older, you know, you had nothing to show for your life. You had no experiences. You had no, achievements. You had no evidence of success and really living a life that was full and joyful. You know, you just existed rather than living and thriving. So be intentional about your life. Initiate every aspect of your life. Think about everything that you do every single day, and really just really think about, okay, why am I doing this? Is this in alignment with who I know myself to truly be? Is this in alignment with my desires? Is this in alignment with the things that I desire and want in life, like truly desire in life? And if you can't make a connection, right, make some kind of connection. Say if you're somebody who's going to a job and you really don't want to work that 9 to 5 job, right? Maybe you don't want to work a job at all. Or maybe you have desires to travel the world, to be an explorer, to experience different cultures. Make a connection between that job and that desire. Be intentional. Okay, this job, I'm doing this job because I'm using it in order for me to save up money, to learn how to maybe speak with other people and communicate better, right? Make a connection between everything that you're doing and everything that you desire, because then it makes the things that you're doing that you don't really want to do, it makes them more tolerable, right? It makes it even more enjoyable because now you've made a connection, you see? So be mindful, be intentional. And even when things are not, if you have like empty space in your day and you're feeling a sense of boredom, which I admit, boredom, I think, is one of the gifts that many of us don't have. right? But when you're bored, I say if you're bored, that means life is good, right? Because you have, you know, things should be taken care of if you're bored. But if things aren't taken care of, then you have no right to be bored. You should be proactive about what you need to do to take care of those things. But if you have free time where you're just chilling and you're watching TV or whatever, right? Be mindful about that. Take a minute and say, okay, how is this serving me? Right? How is this really connecting with what I desire? And if you find that it is in the smallest, slightest bit, then okay, accept that, receive that, and keep it going. Figure out a way to intensify that, to increase that, right? To do it more or to do it better. But ultimately, it's about taking charge. Ultimately, it's about recognizing that, hey, this is your life. Nobody is going to materialize it. Nobody's going to make it what it's supposed to be but you. So own it, initiate, be proactive, and make the life that you want to live. Simple as that. Thank you so much. Feel free, go to drabundant.com, subscribe to my daily newsletter, get access to this free ebook, and also get access to new books that I publish based on the lectures that I share, and allow yourself to really go deep into the lessons and the teachings of conscious creation and taking ownership and materialization of the universe that you desire. Peace and abundance always.